Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trade by Numbers. I hope you had a great day. Tell you what, I worked hard today, day trading the SQQQ. Stick around. You're going to want to see the results of that. I think you're going to be pretty impressed. Let's talk about the markets for just a minute, and let's go ahead and get it out of the way. If you're new to the channel, my name is Josiah, and I trade stocks and cryptocurrencies for a living, and I'm here to teach you how you can use this money printing machine that we know of as the stock market and crypto markets to be able to achieve financial freedom and get you out of the rat race. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, but most importantly, help me get these videos out to more people. So let's go ahead and talk about the market for just a minute. I said that I thought we was going to have a down day today. I was looking for it to be fairly decent. Pretty much ended up exactly where I was kind of thinking we would. S&P down 1.14%, closed right there at that 3,800 mark. The SPY, the ETF to the S&P 500, closed just under that 380 mark, which was kind of a line that I was really looking. I was interested to see if we could close below that today, and we did. Dow Jones down 1.02%, and the NASDAQ down 1.47%. So the markets took a pretty good hit today, which is kind of what we were expecting. It's how we traded today, and I think you're going to be impressed. So let's go ahead and pull up the SQQQ here. Now, I've got my chart here set to 1 minute because that's just what I trade at. And let's take a look at it. Now, this is the pre-market this morning. I knew I wanted to pick some up because I knew that I was expecting this to rally up toward market open. So right after I finished shooting video for everyone this morning, I went ahead, I got on here, and it had already run up. I was not able to get it down here, but I did get it just right in this area here. Picked it up at $54.75. Now, I wanted to kind of see where this was going to run to, so I wanted to let it run up to open, kind of see where we could get a peek at. So we ended up letting it run. It ran all the way up to 57.05. I sold it on its way back down on this side, got out at 56.65, which represented a 3.4% gain on that trade. Now, we traded this thing multiple times during the day, so this is just the first of many. Now, I had already looked this thing on the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart, trying to get an idea of where some resistance levels could be and support levels. So I knew I wanted to target right around that $56 area. I thought was going to be a good spot. So I put in a buy order if we hit $56. And of course it ran down, boom, hit my $56. Went ahead, actually dropped a lot more than I was expecting. Worried me just a little bit. But again, have a plan going into the day. I already knew that I was willing to take up to a $1 loss on the trade. I didn't want to have my stop loss too tight because so many people, they get themselves kicked out of a trade and it runs off and leaves them because they was trading with way too tight of a stop loss. I know this stock could move quite a bit, so I wanted to give myself a little bit of room. So I didn't get stopped out. Luckily, I didn't get stopped out on this trade. Didn't drop down all the way to 55, but it did drop down enough it made me nervous. Went ahead, we got that trade. I knew I was looking to target. I figured it would run up somewhere around 56.70-ish, maybe. So I wanted to get out. 56.50 is where I decided to get out at. I wanted to get about 50 cents on that. I thought it'd be right around 1%. Actually ended up being 0.9%, just a little bit over 0.9% ROI. And sure enough, we was able to get out of it. I think it triggered right around here. Yep, right there. It got up, and we made our next trade. So I was like, that worked out pretty good. Let's target that again. So I targeted the $56 range again. See if we could drop down and get that. And of course, sure enough, right after we got that sell, just a few minutes later, boom, right back in the game. It barely got there, but just enough that our sell order went through, our buy order went through, I'm sorry, and we was able to get that. Same thing, I looked and targeted that 56.50 range, and right after we bought, oh, screen's running away with me here. Oh, here we go. So we bought right here. Yes, right there's where we got in, and what do you know? A few minutes later, we had already made our third trade for the day, which was another 0.9%. That's like, this is working great. Put in another $56 buy order, but then what happens? You never get cocky, because the market will always show you that it's boss if you get too cocky. So we weren't able to get in. It just kept getting right down there, just right to it, but not picking up our $56 range. So I was like, all right, you know what? We're trading pretty good. We've got a nice little range here. I could maybe target somewhere around the 56.30 to about 56.70 range. So I went ahead and I moved my buy order up to $56.30. Right after we come off of this 80 range here, sure enough, we picked up, would have bought probably right in, no, maybe here, right in this area here somewhere we bought, right there around 11.20, picked up our fourth position for the day. Not very long after, we got another run up and was able to sell out at 56.70, which only represented a 0.7% ROI. But remember, we've already knocked out 2.9% and a 3.4% ROI already today on this same money. So we targeted that. I was like, okay, that works good. Same thing, come down, hit, actually dropped, almost got to our $56 range there, but we were targeting the 56.30. Again, this was all about making sure we got the trades. Not looking for that absolute best price, because we weren't just trading once. This was all about fast and furious trading here. So we went ahead, got another position here, ran it back up. Same thing, looking for that 70, didn't quite get there. Ran on up right here around 12:20, 12:30. We ran up and we got out of yet another position at 0.7% ROI. Same thing, dropped down, same thing, got out again. Now we've already locked up 6 trades for the day, making really good money. Same thing, started looking for it here, and then the market just fell out. Ended up picking up our 56.30, dropped down, dropped all the way down to 55.60. So we didn't quite get kicked out yet again. We were still holding, but we were pretty down at this point. Started coming back up. I was like, okay, we're back on the move. The markets was starting to fall again. So I actually picked up a double position right here by picking up another position at $56 flat as it was coming up. Well, we got a little bit of a run up. Did not get our target price. Started running down. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to lose money on this trade. We had an average of 56.15. I sold it at 56.20. Made a nickel. I just called that one a wash. So I was like, okay. So it ran down again. Started running back up. When we hit $56 again, I took my last position of the day. Right there at $56. Ran that up. Targeting that 56.70 yet again. And sure enough, we was able to run up and knock that out with ease. It ran all the way up toward the end of the day. Actually ended up closing, if I had held out, could have made another 40 cents. But that represented a 1.2% on that trade. So as you can see, it was a pretty interesting day. But I had to stay with my iPad right next to me all day watching this to make it play out, which is why I said it was a lot of work. However, I'll have to say it paid off. So we ended up knocking out profit on 7 trades today, washing on 1, and knocking out a solid 8.5% ROI on our trading of the SQQQ today. Now that's not bad at all, considering the fact that the SQQ never moved more than 5% for the day. So we will beat what you could have done if you'd have bought it at its absolute low and sold it at its absolute high. But like I said, it was a lot of work. That's what I got for you. Catch me tomorrow. We'll do some more trading. Until then, be blessed, and remember, never trade with your emotions. Always trade by the numbers.